Alright guys, got plenty of bait as you just saw. Now we're gonna head out to the reef. Alright guys, so I just made it out here to a little patch reef. Not really the main reef, we're just off the edge of the flats here. And down here around Key West, Stock Island area, there are a bunch of little small patch reefs that run right off of the edge of the flats. So when it's really windy and rough like today, you can still get out here on a small boat, catch some dinner on some of these small patch reefs. To mix it up a little bit, today I'm just using a Handline, no rods and reels. A lot of people prefer to Handline, but just thought it'd be fun, some little Bahamian style Handline fishing. See right here, I just got a little 3/4 ounce egg weight, get a little 2-0 J hook, keeping it simple. Cast setted a whole bunch of moharas here. Really good bait for these snappers. Alright, so just hook it on there like that, and I was getting bit instantly. I didn't even really throw out any chum or anything today. I'm just straight up hand lining. See if I can get one for you. Yep, there's no, oh, missed him. Yeah, there's a lot of these lane snapper down there, I think. There's another one. Yep, little lane snapper. That is a little one though, so we're gonna let him go. Check this out guys, before I could even start recording, got me a nice lane snapper there. Oh, squirming. So we're gonna throw him in the box. That's a nice keeper lane. Alright, fling her out there. I'm basically positioned just up current of the, or upwind I should say, of the little patch reef out here. And I'm just throwing my line towards it. Getting a bite. There's, stop. Lost him. There's something. See if we get a better lane snapper. Yeah, he's kind of borderline. Probably a keeper still, but we'll let him go. Gotta be some bigger lane snapper down there somewhere. Try to throw him back a little bigger. Half of a mohara. I'm getting bit pretty much instantly as soon as it gets down there. And something's already biting it. Yeah, I got something. Something decent. Whatever this is, it's kind of running a little bit actually. A lot of fish at this spot. Ooh, hopefully this isn't a shark. It's really running. Oh, I might have just got sharked. Unless this just is a shark. Shark or a nice fish on here. Hopefully it's a snapper, not a... Let's see. Coming up. Be funny if I got a keeper mutton hand lining. Oh, it's a yellow jack. Look at there. That's hilarious. No wonder he's running. Yellow jack. Good eats. Come on, buddy. Not a big one, but delicious. Oh yeah, decent one. Yeah. How about that? That's a little upgrade. Came out of nowhere. Yeah, solid yellow jack. A couple pounder. Take him all day. Good eats. Just pulled in another decent lane right there. So we will take him all day. Pretty fish, really good to eat. There, I got one. Ah, another little lane snapper. Littler guy. We'll let him go. So the deal with these lane snapper, they're kind of the equivalent of a freshwater crappie, where they really don't get that big. That's why they only got to be 8 inches to keep. Any lane snapper that's over 14 inches, I would say, is pretty much a stud. So they're not the biggest snapper out here. I probably got a yellowtail, yeah, little yellowtail. I doubt we're catching a keeper yellowtail this close to shore like this, but you never know. I switched up to using some mullet now. I already used the head, but I'm just kind of cutting it up into little bite-sized strips, little bite-sized chunks for these snapper. Perfect bait for a lane snapper. Yeah. Look at that. Another lane snapper. Oh yeah. Little chunk of mullet. There's another one. Don't tell me it just came off, no? Whoa! Oh, barracuda just ate him. Damn, he was sitting right underneath my boat. Look at that, guys. Barracuda just nailed him. Wouldn't that be fun on the old Handline? Watch this. See if we can see them. Usually they'll come right back for a nice hunk like that, or not. Yeah, I was waiting for some predators to come along. These lane snapper are a nice little meal for them. Now I just made a tangled mess. Alright, watch, I'll throw this back, and that barracuda will come right up for it, probably, if it doesn't start sinking right away. Yeah, he'll get that for sure. An all-out man-in-the-sea battle. Barracuda. Got him hooked. He grabbed whatever I had, and I got him hooked now. Big barracuda too. Ah. All out man-in-the-sea battle. I'll check back with you guys when I'm getting close. This came off the hook. Go. Another nice lane snapper. Beauty. Another one. Not quite a keeper, but little yellowtail. Lane. Something. Got something. Oh, nice lane. Oh, man, that's a interesting looking lane snapper. That is a good one though. Well, it looks a lot like a yellowtail mixed with a lane. That is wild actually. See the dorsal. Huh. It's a lane, but looks a lot like a yellowtail. Nice lane. Ah, a mutton snapper. See that guy right there? Not a lane snapper. So you guys seen that last one I had was actually a got a tangle here. That last fish I caught was a baby mutton snapper, which are commonly confused with lane snapper because they got the exact same shape. They got that red in them, but you can tell right away from the green and just a little different shape of their head. That was a mutton snapper. So those got to be 18 inches down here in Florida, so we'll let them go. That nicer lane snapper I had before that, it's freaking me out. It had the head and tail of a lane snapper, but the rest of its body looked like a yellowtail, so I think it might have been a hybrid. Oh, that just ripped off. That was a little mutton snapper too. Just seeing him get right back out there. Ran out of mullet. Still got that ladyfish left in there. Just finishing off these little moharas. I think we got like 4 or 5 lane snapper in there now, plus that yellow jack. So I'm happy with that. These lane snapper are really good eating. I think better than yellowtail for sure. Oh, there's something. Something. Yeah, that's another little mutton right there. Tiny mutton. You can tell by the green in them, and they got those little blue streaks going across their face. You can see how people would confuse those with the lane snapper. And if the lawman, he catches you out here with one of those and you say it's a lane snapper, you're in big trouble. I just want to show you the difference real quick. This is that one I caught a little bit ago. You can see the colors on it right here, just like a yellowtail. I wonder if that is some type of a hybrid. You can see even if its tail, it's more orange than it is that bright pink that you usually see in a lane. It doesn't have that little dot either. So yeah, it's got that yellow line that goes down it just like you see on all yellowtail. So I think this one is some type of a hybrid, but I will call it a lane since it doesn't have that yellowtail for sure. There's something. What we got here? Another lane. Yeah. Solid lane snappers. Swallowed that sucker. Yep. Show you guys a little trick unhooking these snapper. They swallow it like that. Just come right behind their gills. Helps if the line's tight. Grab that hook from the inside, pop it out, and then just shove it back through their gills, and it'll come out every time right like that. And then don't drop the fish overboard. That's another beautiful lane snapper. Delicious eating. Another keeper lane snapper, baby. Throw them in the box. Alright guys, I'm starting to get close to my limit here. I think I got 9 in there. 8 or 9 lane snapper, and we got that yellow jack down in there too. So really my main point in making this video is I just wanted to show you guys the hand line technique. Now in other Caribbean countries, Bahamas, Cuba, Jamaica, any Caribbean island, they still do this technique. and you know, it still works. You come out here to these little patch reefs and just throw out any little cut bait. Could use live bait too, but down here in the Keys, like I was saying earlier, around Key West, right off the edge of the flats, you got to look for it on the map, but you'll see the coral heads if you go to satellite on Google Maps, whatever, any map you got. If you got yourself a nautical map, it'll actually show you where it's rocky bottom and hard bottom areas. You just come out to these little patch reefs, barely even really patch reefs, more or less just some rocks. And I think we're only about 8-10 feet of water right here, like I said, just off the edge of the flats. So even when it's really rough like today, you can get out here. I'm out here in this kayak, so anybody can come out here, any vessel, and make sure you're anchored up good ways away from where the rocks start, just so you're not getting your anchor caught, of course. And just throw your baits back towards the reef. I like this little knocker rig I've been using, and you'll catch dinner pretty fast. Might not be lane snapper like this. I kind of found myself a little honey hole here. This is my first time fishing this spot. A lot of lane snapper here, so to be honest, I was expecting more mangrove snapper for sure, but I'm not complaining. I love me some lane snapper. So we'll see if we can get a few more here. Broke out the ladyfish. That was my last bait that was in there. So just came out here with some hooks, some weights, line, and my old cast nets back there. And that's really all you need. Chum and buying bags of shrimp. That's really all extra stuff that it helps for sure, but just to come out here and catch some dinner like this, you really don't need it. So we'll see if I can get a few more here. Instant, man, instant. Like I said earlier, I think I still like fishing with the rod and reel more. It's fun doing this hand line though. I've never really done this. There's another little baby lane. Getting smaller on me. Alright, I just fired another hunk of ladyfish back there. See if we get a nice big lane. Was not expecting to catch this ladyfish at all, but really good bait. I also had a mullet and a bunch of those little moharas in there, aka sand perch. It just dropped me. I was hoping to come out here before I made my way out to this little reef spot. I was hoping to find a big school of pilchards somewhere along these mangroves, and I didn't find any. There was a bunch of small glass minnows, and then I just ended up blind casting, just throwing my net in some promising looking areas, and that's what I ended up catching all the bait I used today. So that's something you guys can keep in mind when you're coming out here. If you can't get any bait, take your cast net, get as shallow as you can on the flats around the mangroves, and obviously you want to look for birds diving, little cuts, eddies, but just blind casting like I did today can produce some bait.